Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Dr. D's. We are back with another video. So today we got a very, very special guest on. It is my boy Prospector. Everybody give a big round of applause. Welcome to the channel. What's up,
we're
bro?
ready, right?
Yes, sir. So today,
not much, man. How's it going on? Go ahead.
Oh, it's going good. How about you, Prospector?
Oh, just living the dream.
You goddamn right. So today we are going to do a top 5 of favorite heroes. Top 5 favorite heroes. Our most used heroes, or just heroes that we like in general. There is no wrong answers here, right, Prospector?
That's right. I'm really hoping our lists are not the same. We'll find out, right?
I tried switching it up a little, I put some deep thought into this, a whole 5 minutes, all right? No, just kidding.
A whole 5 minutes.
No,
it's not really that hard of a list to come up with, I don't think, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, we all use the same heroes all the time, I'm sure.
Correct. So let's start with the honorable mention. My honorable mention will be Diao-chan. I could easily put her in this list because I do use her all the time, but I kind of like my top 5 that I have. So my honorable mention would definitely be our girl Diao-chan. And what would be your honorable mention, sir?
I think I'd have to go with Hex. He's amazing. He's gonna be a lot of stages, and 1.5 mil crits. That's really hard to to ignore. But just wasn't quite there as the top 5 most used. So he kind of sits in the number 6 position.
Perfect. So I was actually doing more like top 5 favorite, but top 5 most used, I guess it goes hand in hand, right? So starting out at number 5, who do we have, Prospector?
For number 5, I have to go with Brokir.
Brokir?
And I know you're a big fan of Brokir as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think for the main reason is that when he's one of the easiest to get out as far as defenders go, the cost isn't too bad. He's kind of well rounded there. Mm-hmm. He does a really good job of staying alive with unyielding and freezes, and he has those hard crowd control. Just what more could you want, really?
I mean,
damage reduction. He even has a nice artifact and everything. Everything is good for him. So
absolutely. I mean, I remember when Brokir first got released, it was him and Valeria. Or no, Valeria.
Yeah.
They all have similar names. Valeria. Valeria. It was him and Valeria on the same banner. And he still till this day is arguably the best defender in the whole entire game. Would you say that he is the best defender in the game?
It depends on the situation. So there's going to be, and what you mean by that. So if you were to define that, you would said like, well, who's going to last the longest? That's definitely going to go to Silas. Right? In almost every situation, just because his summons are able to absorb all of that damage all the time. I've tested this personally. I even have a video like a top, Ultimate Defender Showdown, I think the name was the video. And we put him up against the AMR 18, and Brokir was in second place, and then Silas was in first. It's just because of those summons just mitigating all of that damage straight up. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's definitely much more convenient, and that's why I like him more, is just because of that cost and bringing that cost down. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, if Silas was 18, 19 cost, I'd probably put him down on the field too. Instead,
absolutely. When you tested this, just out of curiosity, when you tested this, was this without a healer, or did you throw a healer down?
Zero healers.
So I think with the healer,
yep.
I don't know. I never tested this personally, but I do own Silas, and I also own Brokir. With the healer, I think there's not a better tank at surviving than my guy Brokir. Just my opinion on it. This guy's an absolute beast, and he is in my top 5, but I have him a little higher just because there's not a single strategy where I don't have Brokir and laying him down, right? Only unless it's a strategy where you're not going to use a tank. Yeah. Like everywhere. Whenever you need defender, Brokir, slap him in.
Yep. Every time.
And now we got my number 5 favorite or most used hero. This is a guy, he's gotten a little power creep. He's not as good as he once was, but that's not a problem for me. He's always been my go-to. He always will be my go-to. I use him in so many different strategies. Let's give it up for my guy Silas. What you think about Silas, Prospector? What you think about my guy over here?
But I don't think anybody could say anything bad about Silas, and I don't think he'll ever be able to say anything bad about Silas. This guy's always gonna be a beast. Just that ability to ignore 100% defense.
Yes.
There's no boss or enemy they could come out with that could just nerf him to a level. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
His damage is been power crept a bit, but it's still
top notch.
You need that fast burst damage. Yeah, it's up there. It always will be. Always.
So, for those of you guys that do not know, I get this question all the time. For all you noobs out there, the new people in the game, they're like, how come my Silas isn't hitting as hard as your Silas? You have to have him bonded. He's just an okay unit without the bond skill. Once you get him bonded, and the way you get him bonded is you got to obtain the hero Vierna. Once you get Vierna, I like to say his wife. Once you get his wife, it's a happy life for my boy Silas, and he turns god tier when it comes to booty clapping. The biggest flaw to him is the fact that his ultimate takes forever and a day to come back, and all his damage revolves around his ultimate. So it does make it a little like, you know, you could use him, but you probably have to use a rage regen unit as well, so he gets his ultimate back quicker, or you could just drop Laurel down, withdraw. I mean, you can use this guy for almost anything. I had to throw him in here at number 5. I still love Silas till this day. And is he in your top 5?
He's not in my top 5. He's great, but he's not there. I wanted to mention though, just in case they didn't know this, but soul sniping is what's happening. It's unlocking that every shot is soul sniping. Yep. And what that is actually doing is it's basically doubling his damage. So you're taking the one shot that he does normally, then you get Vierna, and he's doing it twice every single time he shoots his arrow. So that's why having Vierna is so massive, and it's an extra 100% damage too.
Absolutely.
So it's just insane. Yeah.
And another thing I will say is I actually have his artifact, and I got it fully upgraded. You don't have to have his artifact. He's still a booty clapper without his artifact. You could use what's the single target one? You hit 3 times and it goes up 30%. I don't know it by
Spirit
heart.
Siphon?
Spirit Siphon, that's the one. Or you could also use the other single target one.
Shattered Hilt?
Shattered Hilt, that's the one. I'm bad with I'm terrible with names, all right? I know what it is. I just don't know the name of it because I always forget. But those two are good. But if you get his exclusive artifact fully upgraded, I've noticed a big change in difference of the damage output for my man right here. So let's go ahead and let's move to Prospector's number 4. Who we got at number 4, Prospector? Go ahead, hit it.
Before I do, the artifact I was thinking was actually Blight Collar's Claw. That was the other one that I was thinking.
Blight Collars, that's the one.
Shattered Hilt's the fighter one.
See, I knew that. I was testing you. I was testing you to see if you would catch yourself.
Yeah, apparently I was thinking Shattered Hilt for some reason. I don't know why, but it's the other good one for the fighters. Is Shattered Hilt is, I think.
Absolutely. Oh, and that actually reminds me. Hang on. My bad. That actually reminds me. One thing that I forgot to mention, and one thing that I did want to throw into this video, since I do have Prospector on here. Prospector came out with the site, and it is absolutely amazing. I should have threw this in at the beginning of the video, but it's my go-to whenever I get stuck on a stage or need to know how to build someone. Not stuck on stage, but if I need to know how to build someone, especially if I didn't have them already, I go to prospector.gg. Let's take a look at this. All right, so we got prospector.gg, guys. This bad boy right here. And Prospector, you can correct me if I'm wrong. You got a lot of amazing things. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but he's done a great job on putting all of this together. And honestly, like I just pulled Nasty, right? And I was like, okay, I got her fully skilled. I still haven't gotten a chance to actually test her out for my Abyss. I wanted to go live for that, but I did take a look at Prospector's site, and I was like, okay, Nastia, let's go right into here. And you know, some people like to test everything out, right? Like, oh, okay, let me try Inferno Roar, now let me try Soulbound Arcana. I like to take shortcuts, so I go right into here, and I'm like, all right, we got the 2-piece set, Wicked Vengeance or Warlord. Okay, and then we go to the 3-piece set. Soulbound Arcana is going to be the best, or Cataclysm, and what you're going to need, this is why I like main stat priority, 3-time attack percentage. Okay, so that's going to be her best build. By the way, it's you and who else tested this out? You and Sebastian?
Yeah, Sebastian and I. So Sebastian Kane is actually helping us with a lot of the BP stuff. So he's always BP, making sure we know what all the heroes are for BP.
Perfect. So huge shout out to him. But So I did Soulbound Arcana. I made sure it was 3-time attack percentage. And then I went ahead and you got all the stats right here that you need. And you could, you could, it doesn't mean that you have to do it this way. You could test it out like, okay, I want to do 2 attack percentage and 1 attack speed in the main, or 2 attack percentage, 1 crit damage, stuff like that. You could switch it around, but this is definitely the recipe for success right here. Then you come over here to the artifacts. You got Tear of Twilight, the White Tower Trinket, and the Nightmare Samsara. Getting her ultimate back is going to be pretty crucial. So this is actually going to be a pretty solid one. Just me guessing off the top of my head. And since he has it on the website, of course it's going to be, right? But also, is there anything else you wanted to add?
Check out the forums. So if you go to the top of the page there, you can see the link there for the forums.
Okay.
And this is a community built website, and I want you guys to share and chat with each other and share your strategies and stuff like that. Maybe help people out that are asking questions and stuff on there. It's a good old school forum, just like Reddit. You can basically go in there and you can find a question somebody asks, or you can ask a question and hopefully somebody answers. But the idea with forums is that people have to get involved. So I need your guys' help. Go onto the forums and start the conversation, and then it'll take off.
Hey, that will actually be beneficial for the game as well, because Prospector is only one man and it takes a whole community. If the community asks questions to help make things better, make the site better, or just the game in general, right here's the route to go. Prospector is all ears, and this is amazing that he added forums on here. But let's go ahead and get back to his number 4.
This one might be a little controversial for a lot of end game players, and you probably down in the comment section down below light me up for it, because he's not in number 1 or number 2 positions. But I'm kind of have to go with Sun Wukong at number 4. The reason being is because he is typically single target, and you're gonna be focusing on single target enemies, and he's not gonna fit into every stage being single target. A lot of stages, sure. Every stage, no. And honestly, he's just, I like him because at the A5 he just has so much damage, just raw damage. Yeah. But at the same time, I always struggle to find that right position for him a lot of the times, or he's just not that go-to guy that for me, anyways. Unless it's a boss. If there's a boss, I'm trying Sun Wukong. Definitely gonna put him on the field if it's a boss.
Absolutely. He's a boss killer. This guy's an absolute beast. He would be another one of my honorable mentions. I thought of putting him on here, and I do use him in a lot of strategies, but I kind of wanted to switch things up, and I was kind of going with my favorites as well, my go-tos. And I actually I left him off my list. So if people's going to give you crap about not having him at number 1 or 2, then they're definitely going to give me crap for not even putting him on the list. But he definitely would be an honorable mention. But let me go ahead and let me show you who I have at number 4. And at number 4, I have a chick that is one of the best support units in the game. She's always my go-to. I was going with more of what my favorites are, right? And I almost every single strategy I use is going to have this chick involved, and we got none other than my girl Elowyn. Holla at your boy. Elowyn is about that life. Her rage regen is next to none. We do have the new chick coming out. She might do a little bit. I don't know. We'll see, because I do like the fact that she has the Lily ability along with the rage regen. But Elowyn can reach everybody on the whole entire map, and also on top of that, she comes with the wood elf. It's not all about.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. The wood elf makes her.
That wood elf, man.
Absolutely. It makes her that much better, because the guys that you have in the hard to reach places, like by themselves, you just lay down a wood elf. And also, if you just want to get some cost back, you withdraw the wood elf. She's an absolute beast. One of my go-tos. Was she on your list, Prospector?
Yeah, and we could probably just talk about it right now, because she's my next one. She's not number 3.
Perfect.
Yeah, that global rage regen, that cleanse, the wood elf, the extended range when she ults, everything about her is just insane. And I don't think, as of right now, I mean, if there's a healer that you want when you start playing this game, it's going to be Elowyn.
Yep.
Yeah, there's just, I don't know, how much can you say about her? She does the big heals. Her heals, she's healing like 20k a hit. She's doing the cleanses. Like comes back very often. Build her for high rage. Everything's fine. Yep, Semra. She does the. I think people underestimate that wood elf. Honestly, I think they do. That wood elf can bulletproof any kind of mistake you make in a run. Maybe place her in the wrong position. You just be like, just put a wood elf over there. We're good. Fix it without having to stop. So it saved me so much time. With that, having that wood elf, she saves your butt, and it's yeah, Elowyn's just insane.
And also one thing that I did want to add on to this, since she's my number, what was it, number 4, and his number 3. One thing that I did want to add on is her awakening tree. I mean, an absolutely amazing awakening tree. A3 would be absolutely useless if it wasn't for Semra, but since there is Semra, I mean, other stages it's decent for, but Semra, man. Semra, this A3 is insane. It's insane. Each basic attack launched has a 20% chance to dispel debuffs from allies. So then that makes it to where you don't have to pop the ultimate. And then on top of that, we was just talking about the wood elf. Guess what? When you get her to A5, you obtain a wood elf immediately after popping her ultimate. Amazing awakening tree.
Yeah, and with that awaken 5, you can take that wood elf, you can place one down, cast your ultimate, get another wood elf back, and then within 12 seconds of you using the first one, I think you get another one after that. So it just keeps cycling, and you have like wood elves all over the place.
Absolutely. So we just did your number 3. Now let's go here. Let me go ahead and mark that in. And we're actually my number 3 is someone that you had as well.
Oh right yeah, number.
Yep, our boy Brock here. Our boy Brock here. We got the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, we kind of already touched bases on this guy, and I don't think we need to dive too deep into it a second time. What more is there to say? When it comes to dwarfs, the little people get absolutely disrespected. I say this all the time in the game. Whenever I'm doing a video, little people get disrespected in this game. Like, look, Azor, one of the worst in the game. Orum, one of the worst in the game. Cratch, one of the worst in the game. But Brock here saves the little people, guys. He saves the little people because of how good he is. Just survivability. When I'm using a tank, I want it to survive. I know that you got Erlang who does the damage. You've got, I guess Draylin could give him a run for his money because she's healing. She also does a little bit more. She's also very tanky. I do like Draylin. I don't personally have her. So as of right now, to me, Brock here is still number 1. But I mean, I use this guy for everything, man. I had to put him on my top 5 just because there's not a single strategy where if I need a defender, I'm not going to choose this man first.
Yeah, we actually didn't mention earlier that the units around him, when he casts his ultimate, he grants them that physical and magic damage reduction as well. His talent.
Correct. To adjacent allies. Amazing. Along
yes,
with the
and
freeze.
That's actually really strong. So yeah, a lot of Voider stuff. You can do like APOC 1. If you have a rocker and you have your team about to get slammed by something, you can cast his ultimate and just pretty much mitigate a lot of that damage. It helps a lot. It's really useful in Gear Raid 2, the later stages, and yeah, it's everything about him. It's just super useful.
Yes, sir. Durability. And it's durability for a reason, because he's the most durable tank. And who do you have at number 2, Mr. Prospector?
So my last 2, you guys are going to be like, well, that figures. He's definitely not surprised that he's saying this. Yao Chen. Yao Chen's going to be my number 2.
Yao Chen, there it is.
Full-time inspiration.
There it is.
Yes, please.
Sir. Yes, please. Yes, please.
I actually don't ever use her for damage reduction. So if you can, and it can be useful in certain situations, her cost is so low to place her down on the field. But typically, I just keep her in inspiration mode all of the time. And we've proven time and time again that full-time lower inspiration compared to like Dolores does equate to more damage in almost every fight where it matters. So yeah, she's just one of those units. She's like, we used to talk about Dolores. You have Dolores, and everybody wants Dolores. You got Dolores, you put her on the field somewhere. That's Diao Chen, except 2.0.
Yep. Now,
like,
now that Diao Chen,
level.
ever since she was released, this chick right here, you don't see Dolores anymore. You really don't. There's very rarely you see a.
You don't hear about it, yeah.
Yep. Unless they don't have Diao Chen, then you'll see more of Dolores. But Diao Chen, I mean, I could have easily put her in my top 5. Like I said, she was an honorable mention, but Dude, she could be number one. She could be number one on the list.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely could be.
I mean, she's just a beast. But the one thing that I will say is A1. You have to get her to A1. Without having her at A1, she's not as valuable. I do, to add on to what you said, most times I will leave her in booty clapping mode with the inspiration, but there are certain cases where she has saved me, just like the Wood Elf, where I have to, my guy's about to die and I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Oh wait, I do know what to do. I just hit the Outchance ultimate. She saves the day. She does damage mitigation, a little bit of heals, only unless you build her for healing, which would be a terrible way to build her, but she can save your units. Just an absolute beast when it comes to supports. An amazing number 2, my friend. And
that's my girl.
Oh yeah, yes sir, yes sir. And at number 2, I have someone, you know, that this might not be on a lot of people's tier list if they were to do a top 5, you know, and that's understandable. But this is Dr. D's top 5, right? And I have to give this girl a huge shout out, because not only can you use her as a booty clapper and a platform unit, but you can also use her as a defender, a ground unit. You already know where I'm going with this, Prospector. Come on now. You already know where I'm going with this. Let's go. Let's go. We got my girl.
I knew she was going to be there. I knew it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got my girl Talin. I mean, what more can I say about this chick? I'm not even joking when I say this. There's so many different strategies where I use this chick. And also the fact that she's part of the Watcher faction, it just makes her that much better. And also she's part of the Piercer faction. I mean, man, amazing. Here, hang on. I'm like missing her. Sorry. Hey, it's hard for me to do 2 things at once, guys, but I love this chick right here, guys. I love this chick, especially even for Simra. She's got that offensive dispel. So then in phase 2, she could go ahead and remove those stacks that he's putting on himself, and she could save the day. Then on top of that, she's got not only does she have this form, but she also has the bear form where she turns into a tank. I mean, you could use her for a bunch of different strategies only because of how versatile she is. And she also has knockback. If someone doesn't have a knockback, I'm doing a Gear Dungeon 2 takeover, I'll just throw Talin in. It's a little RNG based. You do have to put her attack speed very high. So we have Nature's Fury, and this effect is replaced with attack has a 15% chance to trigger Ground Stomp. And Ground Stomp is when she pushes the units backwards, and that's why she's good for a lot of stages. I mean, I even see people use her in GVG, you know, and she's actually pretty solid if they have a good comp around her. But dude, Talin, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. How about you? Would she at least get an honorable mention? Because I think we both have number 1 the same.
I think she deserves it. I think on my end, I don't give it to her because I never remember to put her out to use her. You know, I just like, you know, she was released and she's just kind of like this unit, and it doesn't really stick out to me. I know that she's really good, but then I'm like setting up a team or something, and I never think, oh yeah, Talin. You know, it's just one of those things. But she does get used like almost 100% of the time in Malorix Trials for me. She's always my tank. There's always that little bear sitting up in the top left corner up there, holding everything back and just holding down the whole show. Her damage is there. She tanks just fine. When she goes into Berserker stance, she actually has that big increase of stats. So even if you don't really build her for HP, she still gets a ton of HP and she does just fine.
So this is one thing that I will say. Since you said that she wouldn't even make your honorable mention, we are going to end the stream right now, and you could get the fuck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. No. But that's respectable. I mean, it's different strokes for different folks. I really like her. I use her for a lot of different strategies, so I had to put her on the list. And I use her for takeovers, so I do takeovers all the time, every Saturday. Make sure you guys tune in for that. But let's go ahead and let's go back to here. I think we can both say our let me just guess, because I don't see him on your list, and I'm pretty sure he is. I've watched plenty of Prospector videos. Yeah, I've watched plenty of Prospector videos, and this is his go-to for almost everything, and mine too.
Yep, there he is. Yep, and he should be almost everybody's. Honestly, I mean, he's the man. What can I say? Yep. He just does everything. He does the AoE. Every single time I want to clear a big set of mobs or enemies coming in, You just put down Kigiri there and you hit him with an Ember Strike, and it doesn't matter how much HP they have so far in the game, and they're just disappearing. The dispels, basically invulnerable when he sheathes. Everything about him, it's just, and he looks sick, honestly.
Absolutely.
I love the skins on him and everything about him is awesome.
If it wasn't for, oh, go ahead.
What? Oh, you go.
If it wasn't for his ultimate, he wouldn't be nearly as good. But the fact that not only can it do good single target damage, like booty clapping single target damage, it can also do AoE damage, and it just deletes everything. Like, this guy is a beast. And he also has the offensive dispel, Sembra. Beast, one of the best for Sembra, one of the best for both guild bosses, actually. Just an absolute stud. And on top of that, he's part of the two biggest booty clapping factions inside of this game. We got the Watcher faction and the Nightmare faction. A lot of people, they might be like, oh, I don't have Ingrid. I don't have Leia. Well, that's fine. Guess what? He's in the Nightmare faction. Most people do have a Torador. You throw him in there and guess what? He's still doing booty clapping top-notch damage. Top-notch damage. Ain't that right, Prospector?
And bleeds. So I don't know if you guys know, if you go to bleed, whenever a bleed is out on an enemy, it actually increases the damage that they're taking, so physical damage that they're taking. So that's something that people forget a lot about, but he is putting out bleeds, and all your physical damage units on the field with him attacking the same target are, what is that, 10% increase, I think it is. So bleed is an amazing debuff, and he's putting that out too.
You said people might have forgot about it. I'm one of them.
Yeah. So I think it's a debuff that people don't talk about enough in boss stages. Like, well, you got to get a bleed out, right? You want to get your decreased defense, your physical damage, your magic damage vulnerabilities, and then get a bleed out there, because that's another way to get another 10% of damage out of your physical units. But at the same time, this guy, if you look at his stats, if you pull up the hero details quick and max that out, we have one of the highest attacks in the game, 6470. And then he has the ability to increase that. I think it's by another, 50%, or is it 30%? Yep. During Tranquil Reflection, increases attack by 30% on top of that. So there is no defense that he's not busting through. There just isn't one. But yeah.
And his Awakening Tree.
Ignoring defense. Yeah. And his Awakening Tree is insane.
You have to get him to A3 for him to really get to that top-notch level. Then when you get him to A5, sky's the limit, right? Right, Prospector?
Yeah, you pretty much get like a fair and equal buff to him every single time you awaken. The attack plus 300 isn't as big these days, especially with his attack being so high already. But the A1 is something. The A2 is something. You're gonna feel it, You get to the A3, you'd be like, this isn't even the same guy. And you're like, I can't get better. And you go to A5 and it's like, oh my god, what just happened? He just broke the game. And that's what he does,
Absolutely.
It's too bad he's not really as good in PvP as I would like him to be, but he clears everything else for me, and he's always on the team. Always.
Absolutely. I do have him in my AoE arena team though, and he does a fantastic job. The only thing is, he gets the most damage when you pop his ultimate, and he has to take damage within 3 seconds. Yeah, right here, within 3 seconds of popping the ultimate. So it kind of gets messed up with the AoE arena, because it just, even if you do a Sembra auto run, it gets messed up because he's not going to get hit right when they're attacking, right? So
right.
That's probably the biggest knock on him, but overall, just one of my favorites, one of my go-tos. Obviously yours as well, and for good reason, guys, and for good reason.
Always.
So, Prospector, thank you so much for joining. That's all we got. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Oh man, thanks for having me on. I really enjoyed the conversation. It's always fun going over people's personal opinions on games and what their favorite things are versus just what's best all the time. It's nice to see Talin on your list.
Absolutely.
Jiao Chen's on mine. It's always different, so I enjoy it.
And one thing that I did want to add, if you are not subbed to Prospector, what are you doing? Go ahead and sub to this man, guys. And if you're not subbed to me, then Jesus. No, but I appreciate all you guys for watching, and that's all we got for tonight's video. You guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you for making it to the end.